Tonye, save yourself. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. Hi guys, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. This is Life with Tonye, and if you have not seen me before, my name is Tonye Ereti. Thank you for coming to my channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy what you see. Okay, today I am going to be doing my face, and I'm also going to be talking about the lessons I learned in 2021. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay, and let's build this thing up. Okay, all right, so we are going to get right into the look. I'm not really going to be focusing on the products I'm using today. However, if you want an in-depth review or an in-depth makeup tutorial, all you have to do is leave it down in the comment section below and you're gonna get it. Okay, for me 2020 was a very, very tough year for me, very challenging, very heartbreaking, and it's not even because of COVID. I feel like COVID just amplified the issues that we had in 2020. So it's like those issues were already there, those things you had to deal with were already there. However, 2020 just made it look like boom in your face, and then with the thought of I could get a deadly disease and die, that just made it worse, like way worse. But 2021 was the year that we kind of got used to the fact that okay, there is a deadly disease right there, right on our doorsteps, and we had to adapt to it, and people had to get used to life with pandemic. That was 2021. But like those of us around this age group, this is the point where you are kind of deciding what it is that you bring to the world, right? What is that substance, what is that edge you have that no other person has? What do you bring to yourself? Who are you? What is your purpose? A lot of soul searching that I had to do, especially turning 26. I was like, I don't got no time. I look like I have time, because when you're in your 20s, being in your 20s can be deceitful that you have time. So my first lesson is going to be consciously trusting God. Hear me out. I do not want to sound like a broken record, okay? Just hear me out. So what I mean by consciously trusting God, I know, like, for Christians, I'm a Christian, by the way. If you don't know me, I'm a Christian. I'm very committed to my relationship with God, right? God knows that I'm a human being, and God knows that it's a process. It's something that has to be renewed, like on a daily basis, on a situational basis. Like, you're supposed to trust God with everything, regardless of what it is, everything. But sometimes some things can happen and you're just like, you kind of forget that your job, the only thing you're supposed to do is trust God, right? You kind of forget that sometimes, and that is where I'm at right now. So I learned that it is a continuous process. So with everything, with God, as I leave my house right now, I hope I get a bus, trusting God. With God, as I wake up, I do not want to feel this hurt, trusting God. Oh God, I need money for my rent, trusting God. Like something that has to be renewed with every situation, with every condition. I try to say that I would not stress myself about things I cannot control, and I try, but it's a conscious effort. It's something that has to be done consciously. I have to make conscious effort not to stress, and to remember that okay, I left this thing in God's hands, and He said He gonna fix it. So don't worry. And when the thought comes up in the middle of the night, or when I wake up to study and I'm thinking, God, what am I gonna do? I have to do this, I have to do that. I have to remind myself and consciously bring myself to that understanding that I have already agreed that I was going to trust God. Make sense? Trusting God does not mean sitting down and waiting for manna to fall from heaven. Not in this day and age. Trusting God not to get COVID does not mean you walk around without a mask and you just go hugging people and whatever, right? Trusting God that your efforts do not go to waste. Lesson number 2 that I learned was to pace myself. You guys, I don't know, anybody that knows me knows that I tend to have this superwoman syndrome. Oh, this foundation is gorgeous, like my favorite. I want to do everything. I want to be everywhere. I feel like, and this stems from the fact that I am here by myself. So I usually, with everything, I find it very difficult to call anybody to do anything for me. I tell myself I can do school, I can work, I can do YouTube, I can do this, I can do that, I do not pace myself. I do not give myself time to breathe, because I feel like anytime I take a minute to just rest, or take a day, there are things that I have to do, and there are things that are going to be left undone if I'm not there. Does that make sense? Guys, at some point I had to remind myself that at the end of the day, right, if anything happens to you, if you do not give yourself a break to breathe, guess what? Your work will still go on. People at your office would probably send an email to say, oh, something happened to this person or this employee. And the following, in fact, that same day, work will go back to normal. People will stoop. Some people say, and that's it. That is the end. School, they will still have class. They will not even hold public holiday on your head. So, pace yourself. If you need a break, take it. Another thing is you should not use that as an excuse to be lazy or to be absent or to not be there for the people that love you or get things done, right? So you have to find a balance of where you do not overwork yourself. If there's anything COVID has taught us, is that not just COVID, life alone has taught us, is that one day you can be up and doing, then next day you 6 feet. You need this body to work. If this body doesn't work, every other thing doesn't work. Choose yourself. It's okay to be selfish with yourself. That's what I learned. Number 3, another lesson I learned is to reduce the noise. This one is very important. Like when things happen, we tend to want to listen to what people have to say, what somebody wants to tell you, how people feel about the situation that really has nothing to do with them. They really don't be in your shoes. I'm not saying that you should not take advice from people and stuff like that. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that you have to pick the people that you take advice from. And even when those people advise you, a lot of those people do not even know exactly the way the situation is for you, or exactly the way you feel about a certain thing, or the way you feel about the certain experience or whatever. So reduce the noise. People can have an opinion of what they think you should do with a circumstance, a situation, whatever. Do not let that the deciding factor on what you do with your life, and something that pertains to you. Make sense? Do not just make decisions solely based on what other people think of you, in terms of career choices, business choices, life partner. People can tell you, oh, I actually see you look good with this person, and you are the only one that knows exactly how that person treats you. You're the only one that knows exactly how you feel about that person. So reduce the noise. Yes, it's good to hear people's opinion, and people that care about you and people that have your best interest at heart. It's good to hear that opinion, but it's also good to listen to yourself. So reduce the noise, tone down the volume, and listen. What do I really want? What do I really care about? How do I really feel about this situation? And then you would even hear from God. Then you'll be able to make right decisions. Look at my skin. I mean, she's giving everything she needs to give. You know what I mean? All right, next lesson I learned would be to forgive yourself. Ooh, this one is a hard one, you guys. A lot of things happened that I felt like it was my fault, and I made those things happen. And to be honest, some of them were my fault. Some of them were moments of bad decisions, moments of irrational thinking, moments where I lost myself and I felt like my voice did not matter. Some of them were actually bad decisions that I made with my full chest. Maybe whatever I was thinking at the time, I cannot really excuse it. Some of them were not my fault, for true, but things happen. People make mistakes and whatever. We have to learn to forgive ourselves. I actually follow Jackie and Preston Perry. I don't know if you guys know Jackie Hill Perry. She's one of my spiritual mentors. I listen to her sermons, I listen to her, and I can really relate with her. So Preston, her husband, actually wrote a tweet and he posted it on IG. And while I was preparing for this video and the things I was gonna say, I actually saw the tweet. So I'm gonna read it for you guys. It says, when struggling with condemnation, the temptation is to disregard the finished work of Christ. Remember, there is no condemnation in Christ because he died for your shame. He died for your guilt. He died for your shortcomings. Don't let his death be in vain in your heart. So when we do things, especially as Christians, I can only speak in that perspective because I am a Christian and because I really believe in the saving grace of God. And I also know that I am human. Like, we strive for perfection, but I'm not there yet. I have a long way to go in that perfection, but I'm working on it. Okay? But I'm just saying that when I saw this and it just took me, but I'm like, okay, when we struggle with things we've done that we are not proud of and things we've done that we are ashamed of, or those decisions, those irrational decisions that happened in the split seconds, and we condemn ourselves for it, we have to remember that Jesus Christ died to take away that condemnation from us. So as we're praying to God, forgive me for my sin. He did. If you pray genuinely to say, God, forgive me for this thing I did, or you asked for forgiveness, God genuinely forgave you, but it's up to you to forgive yourself. Do not let that be in vain. It's not a switch, but I'm working on it. You guys, I need to do my brows. I feel like I'm talking too much at this point. I get my brows done and I'll be right back, okay? Next lesson I learned would be to never say never. Hey, this one is a big one. Well, there are some things you would know based on your principles and the way you live your life. Well, as a child of God and as a good citizen and like as a good human being in general, there are some things you should never do. But I'm just saying, like, in general, to some things, never say never. Never say I would never work in that place, except maybe it goes against your morals. But that is a big lesson I learned this year. I'm not gonna lie. Some things I said I was never gonna do, I did it. I did. Do not look at people and say I can never be in that situation or that can never happen to me. It will shock you. We never thought COVID would happen to us, but it did. We never thought we'd get a global pandemic that would stress our life, but we did. Okay? I never thought I'd be in Dominica for 7 years. I am. Okay? So I'm just saying that life happens and you just have to be ready for when it does. That is one lesson, big lesson I learned. I learned it in a different way last year. Okay? Maybe I'll give you guys some stories eventually, but yeah, that's one lesson I learned. We all have different paths, we have different things we go through and everything, but do not ever look at somebody and think that that situation that they are in could never be yours. We as human beings, we don't know how far we can go when we are put in desperate positions or when we are put in positions where we have to make drastic decisions. We don't know what we can do. We don't know what we're capable of doing. When people show you who they are, believe them. I know we as human beings, especially when we like somebody, we want to give the person the benefit of the doubt, or want to make the person feel like, oh god damn, I believe you and stuff like that. Yes, that's fine, that's good. But sometimes people are actually just showing you who they are. Consciously or subconsciously, people are actually just telling you, this is who I am, deal with it. Believe them when they say it, okay? Very important lesson. I was reading up on something and I realized that I kind of have the savior mentality a little bit, that, oh, this person needs my help, or this person needs me to do this. When things go south, let me tell you, they figure it out. It is not your job to be there for everybody. That I had to learn it. Because when you are not there, when you are sick or something happens and you cannot be there anymore, they figure it out. So I had to learn that one too, that sometimes choose your sleep. Imagine like sacrificing sleep because you want to help somebody, that in the next second they can make you feel disposable. I have to pick me sometimes, and I come first. At the end of the day, I come first. To me, after God, it's me. I have to choose me. I have to choose my joy. I have to choose my mental health. I have to choose my peace. Another thing I learned is that if they want to, they will. I don't think I learned this one last year, but I don't know why I actually just thought about it now. It's not even in my notes. If they want to, they will. People have priorities, and people actually, the hierarchy of their priorities is how they live their life. So if drinking water is your priority, you will drink water. If tonye is your priority, you will call tonye. Get that? I also learned that we have to give people space. I know this one is a tough one. Even if the person is your best friend, the person doesn't need you bugging in their life. Give people space to do their thing. Give people space to find their footing. Give people space to exist in the world. Okay. Oh, this is a fun one, you guys. I learned that cucumbers are the best natural laxatives. This one came out of nowhere. I know. Cucumbers. Cucumber is the best natural laxatives. I get bloated. When I mean bloated, you guys, I can barely breathe. I will not eat for a whole day and I still feel like I cannot breathe because I'm so bloated. I prefer to be on my actual period than actually to be PMSing. Like, yeah, PMS is bad and I get very bloated, and like literally I've taken a lot of laxatives and the only thing that works for me is cucumbers. So when I'm feeling very bloated or very constipated, I just wash a good size of cucumber and I eat it. It has a lot of fiber and it's like almost 90% water, so cucumbers are very good for you. I learned that last year. Whenever you see me with a cucumber, just know that there is an internal structure that is fighting with me and I want it to go down. Lashes done. I mean, look at somebody's child. Look at somebody's 9 months. Well, my mother said I stayed 10 months. Okay, guys, this is the finished look. This is absolutely stunning. I'm always telling you guys that soft glam is the glam. The only glam, period. Like, period. This looks really good. I just hope that there's something you can get out of all the things I say when I share my experiences and stuff like that. I'm hoping to do more videos like this, more chit chat. If you need a detailed video on how I oh Jesus, English is not my first language. If you need a detailed video on how I achieved this look, please leave a comment down below and I'll get right to it. Don't think I forgot. I know I will actually do actual tutorials. I promise. Like, I have that in the works. Okay, any questions, any comments, if there's anything I actually said today that resonated with you, please leave a comment down below. I really just be here blabbing and I hope that there's something I would say that somebody out there can relate to. Okay, thank you guys so much for coming on my channel today. Once again, this is Life with Tonye, and bye. I'll see you guys next time. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, check out my other videos, and please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's grow this family thing. Okay, we're growing this year. I don't know what y'all saying, but this year I'm not making excuses. I'm gonna give you guys videos and we are going to be growing this channel. Thank you guys, bye, and until my next video, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace out. Ooh, like I'm somebody's child with this cute now. Oh God.